Yep, it's green.
Hello, hello. Are we live?
I'm going there now.
Let's go check. Let's go have a look-see here. Yep, we are live. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Will Johnson. Yeah, you can see it right there. My website is uniteamericafirst.com. Support me if you can. /donate. Okay, let's get right into it because I have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the southern border. The Democrats want everyone to believe that the southern border would be secure if the GOP just gave them what they want. And the Democrats have just basically been asking for amnesty for all of the millions of illegals that have crossed over the border, southern border. They've been trying to get everybody to just say, yep, let them in, give them automatic citizenship. And guess what? That means they get to participate come November. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I have to be kind of careful what we're talking about here because we're live not only on Rumble, but we're live on YouTube as well. So because of YouTube, it kind of dampers a couple of things. But anyways, it is what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. If you would, please hit the thumbs up for me on this and share the video. Okay, let me get to this first one here. This is with Karine Jean-Pierre. Of course, the border crisis is just absolutely terrible. It is terrible, terrible, terrible. And it could have been avoided if they would have just left what President Trump had in place. But day one, Joe Biden did an executive order to undo all the safety and security measures that President Trump had in place to protect the American people. And now we are where we are, and they're trying to convince everybody that the reason why the situation is on the border is because of the GOP. Listen to what Karine Jean-Pierre says, and she's almost like a broken record, right? She's like a broken record. She says the same thing over and over as if we don't get it.
And I mean, this is a horrific loss for any family. And obviously, if whoever is found guilty, we need to make sure that that happens. And obviously, we don't want to see anything happen like that again. But here's the thing: we have done the work.
You hear this? Listen, this one she's going to go say, "We have done the work. We have done the work. They have done the work of destroying our border security." That's what they've done. Now listen to her here where she's going to turn around and try to blame the GOP for not giving them what they want. They want to fast track these people into the country, making them American citizens. And you know why? We all know why they want to do it. And they're saying that because the GOP is not giving them what they want is the reason why we're having this border crisis. Listen.
To make sure we're dealing with a broken immigration system. The Republicans have gotten in the way. They have gotten in the way. And that's what we continue to see over and over and over again. And so, look,
So that's what we've seen over and over again. The GOP has gotten in the way. The GOP has gotten in the way. They're not helping at all. This is what they're saying. The GOP has gotten in the way. The GOP didn't get in the way. You know what? Actually, the GOP did get in the way. Let me retract that. The GOP got in the way from preventing the Democrats from doing what they're doing now on a bigger scale. Because if it was up to the Democrats, we would have more of what happened to the young lady in Georgia. You know, she was just out on a jog and an illegal alien bashed her head in and made it really bad. You can barely recognize her from what they're telling us. And they don't even want to make the connection to the illegal aliens that the Democrats have brought into the country. And I'm saying that they brought them into the country because they are the ones that want open borders. They're the ones that's not trying to prevent any of it. Listen to Mayor Adams. Like Mayor Adams, he doesn't have any room to talk. He complains. He's just like the rest of them. And then at one point, he was acting like he was going to try to get on top of the border situation. He's going to go down to the border. He's going to go to D.C., but then all of a sudden, his home got raided. So then you didn't hear nothing else from Mayor Adams about trying to stop the border crisis. But now he's singing a different tune. Now they want to give more. They want to give money to the illegals. Complete 360 on what he was talking about originally. Listen.
President Biden basically sounded like something from the Statue of Liberty. Bring us your tired message. This is why we're here. If you want to come here for a better life, come here. We want you to come. Then he rescinded, 90 executive orders at that time. I mean, it's clear where the 7.2 million, I think we can at least ascribe some cause and effect to those comments and getting rid of all the executive orders. Do you think the president could reinstitute, put some of those executive orders with the sign of a pen back on? And would that help? Would you urge him to do that to help your situation?
He's asking, will he urge Joe Biden to put back in place what President Trump had in place? Everybody's recognizing what President Trump was, when he was talking about building a wall, protecting the American people on the southern border. Even some of these government state media outlets like CNBC, they're all recognizing what President Trump had in place was the way to go. Let's listen to what Mayor Adams is going to say.
The most important thing I believe we could do during this crisis is allow people to work.
To allow them to work. So we're having the crisis. The crisis is not to stop more illegals from coming across the southern border, but the crisis, to fix the crisis, is to allow them to work. What am I missing here? What in the world? See, he did a whole 360 on what he was saying.
Everyone who passed through the Statue of Liberty came here, and even if it was a menial job, it gave them the dignity and respect that everyone that here deserves.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing when people were coming through Liberty Island. It's completely not the same. When people were coming through Liberty Island, they were coming through, on Ellis Island. When they were coming through on Ellis Island, they came in the right way. They weren't trying to sneak in through the window, through the back door. They were not doing that. They came in the right way. But in this case, they're not coming in the right way, and they're trying to make it equate it to when they were coming in through Ellis Island. I was calling it Liberty Island because I guess at Washington, Lady Liberty.
I mean, I know what you're saying.
I guess it kind of is fitting, right? But
yeah,
it's just, I can't, how do you make that connection that this is the same thing? It's not the same thing.
And it was a different time then. Of course, America was trying to grow. We were trying to grow manufacturing, but right now we're broke. Our cities are broke. This is bankrupting New York. This is bankrupting Denver. This is bankrupting California. And so this is causing a different problem. This isn't helping us, right? They're actually being a burden. They're causing crime. They're causing fentanyl. I mean, there's a whole different thing that they're ignoring. They wanted the same wonderful story of Ellis Island and everybody coming here, and it's not the same. Is not the same as what's happening right now.
No, it's not the same at all. It's just the opposite. Look at this one. Look at this. This is Joe Biden. And after all of this time, he makes it down to the border. And this was yesterday. 3 years. And now he goes to the border. And is it interesting? He goes the same day President Trump shows up. Would you say?
He did go last year. But
he didn't, not like this. He didn't go on the border.
No, he didn't. You're right.
He didn't go on the border.
Right.
Right. This is the first time he's like walking, and they got this. Because the entire time he's been in political office, this is the only time you see these type of images of Joe Biden being on the border, walking right there on the border. First time ever. But look what's happening with him here. Look what's happening, because Joe Biden is on the border. And it's almost like he's having a hard time walking. He's leaning onto the Border Patrol agent there.
Yeah, look at him.
And then look at him. He's
like
so out of his element. Yeah.
You know what? He looks like a 90 or 100-year-old man trying to walk. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm not just saying that. You can visibly look at him and see that he's struggling.
Yeah, he's absolutely struggling. He's completely out of his element. And you know what? He doesn't want to be there. He's just going through it like he's looking at an exhibit. Oh, look at this. We got some bushes and we got, some rocks down here and there's some dirt. Because he really doesn't care. He really doesn't care. Well, listen to this gentleman here. He's part of the Border Patrol Union. And since the Democrats are all about the Border Patrol Union, you would think that they would send out an olive branch to the Border Patrol Union, because that's what Democrats are all about. The union. Funnel money to the union, it comes right back. What am I missing? Listen to what he says.
President Biden going to Brownsville, did the Border Patrol Union ever get any outreach or invitation from the White House about that visit?
Not at all, and I didn't expect it. He's not going to listen to voices of reason. He's not going to listen to people that are going to tell him what he actually needs to secure the border, the programs, the operations, the policies. He doesn't want to hear any of that, and if he would have invited me, that's exactly what I would have said.
Yeah. That's the reason why he didn't invite him, because he wants someone to talk to that's only going to sugarcoat everything for him and not, be confrontational and not give anything else other than what they want to hear. That's the reason why Joe Biden didn't invite them. And I'm pretty sure they handpicked the people that they wanted to be right there with Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure they vetted them. Who did they vote for? Who are they going to support? If they're going to support Joe Biden, then they can be in the room. But if they're not going to support Joe Biden, do not allow them to be in the room. We don't want any outbursts of anyone saying that you have failed us. They don't want that at all. Here's another one. Joe Biden at the border. And you can see Mayorkas back there too. Impeach Mayorkas. They impeached Mayorkas in the House. But of course, when it came to the Senate, Mitch McConnell, along with Chuck Schumer, they're not going to even entertain it, right? We already knew this. That's why Mayorkas had that smirk on his face constantly, because it's like, you can impeach me in the House, but it's not going to mean anything, because once it goes over to the Senate, all they're going to do is table it. And that's exactly what they did. Listen to this police officer, the ERO, talking to Joe Biden. And hopefully you can hear it, but Joe Biden looks completely lost. He's just sitting there. He hears the words, but I don't think Joe Biden understands anything that's coming out of his mouth.
For me to take a criminal off the street that's encountered by a local jurisdiction or a state jurisdiction is for them to turn them over law enforcement to law enforcement, rather than have more of my resources, which takes a lot more to go out to the communities and have to find these individuals and arrest them in the communities and bring them back into custody, which makes it more dangerous for not only me, for the non-citizen and the public at large.
Okay, what's the better way to take on these cards?
Look at this. If I went down to the border, I would not have to have a card in my hand to figure out what questions I need to ask. He should not have to have a card in his hand asking them questions. He should automatically know. Anybody who cared about this country shouldn't need a card to ask questions. Okay, ask this question, ask this question. Don't forget to have diaper checked. Ask this question, ask this question. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? This is a laughing stock. This is a disgrace.
And you know what? He's literally upset. This enforcement removal, what is it? It's enforcement. Ordinance. It's enforcement removal operations. That's the guy that he's talking to. So what he's saying is, he's like, listen, he's like, oh, these cities, these police officers need to be able to have the ability to extradite these people, instead of them saying, oh, I have this person, and then he has to go up there and he has to find them and he has to arrest them. Because, just like in here in the Texas, a judge actually made it to where the police cannot arrest and extradite illegals. They ruled it unconstitutional, right? And so this guy's like, listen, if you want to help us, that's one way you can help us. And Joe's just staring at him. Did you see him? Yeah, he gives him like this empty stare.
That's what I said. Joe was like, yeah, that's why they have to give him a card, because he hear the words, but they go in and out.
I've never seen a president have cue cards like he does.
He has to have, because he's not there. Yeah. He's not there. Yeah. So just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just ask this question. Listen.
Well, sir, Katrina Berger, I'm the EAD for HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
I knew that, I'm sorry, but they didn't. But I'm glad you said it. I should have said you.
We talk about consequences, and with HSI, we are all about the consequences. And the best consequences we can put on these transnational criminal organizations is to prosecute them, arrest them, put them in jail, seize their assets, seize their money. And how do we do that? We work with our transnational criminal investigative units, our TC.
And again, he's just sitting there and like, I hear what she's saying, but what does any of this mean? Does this mean I actually have to do something? What does this actually mean? Well, listen to this one. There's a really, really short clip with Joe Biden, right? And again, this is probably off of his cue card.
Folks, it's real simple. It's time to act. It's long past time to act.
Well, brother.
It's time to act. It's past time to act. He removed the action.
Jean-Pierre said they've done the work.
Yeah, they've done the work.
We've done the work.
So when did they do the work?
Destroying?
The work that they did was remove the safety and security from the American people when he went in office. He did an executive order, everybody, to destroy the country. He did an executive order. And you know what else? You know what else is really bad? That the people that are coming into the country illegally, you go into Georgia and you go get a driver's license, guess what happens? They register you. Listen to this.
Illegal aliens come to my state, Georgia. They're allowed to get a driver's license, but the DMV is signing them up to vote.
Wow.
Say that again.
Wow.
And our rhino Republicans, the House and the Congress, Chuck Payne, Casey Carpenter, won't change the laws. They're passing the buck to the supervisors of the elections to check their IDs.
Do you believe that it's the state's responsibility to take care of illegal immigrants, or should it be the federal government responsibility?
I can answer that. Neither one. You get them, deport them, send them back home, let their homes take care of them. It's not the responsibility of the federal government, the local state government, the police department, the FBI, the DOJ, Homeland Security. It's not their responsibility to take care of them. Their country is supposed to take care of them. If anybody's going to take care of anybody in this country, it needs to be the United States of America taking care of the vets, taking care of the widows, the children. That's who the federal government and the local state government needs to help, and not to the point where they're completely dependent on the government. You understand what I'm saying? Because some people turn it into a career, a government dependency career, which is terrible. I just had to answer the question before she does.
The federal government opened the border. The federal government needs to take care of them without borrowing money, without displacing our students and making them learn remotely like they did in New York to give them their high school. We know what that did during COVID. My nephews almost failed because they had to stay at home and learn.
I mean, so the whole agenda, the whole point of this is to get the United States of America to collapse. All of the history books tell us that every nation that adopted communism ended up failing miserably. The United States of America is a capitalist nation, and this is not the first capitalist nation in world history. There have been others, and every time they come in, communism sets in. First, they bring it into socialism. Hey, we'll pay off this. We'll pay off your student loans, right? They probably didn't say student loans then, but they came in and said, the government should pay for this and they should pay for that. They should help you with this and help you with that. And the people go, yes, pay for it all. Pay for it all. And then what ended up happening is then, bam, communism sets in, and then you don't have a country any longer. This is what's happening in the United States of America right now. And most people can't even grasp what I'm talking about. Most people are like, what do you mean? It's never going to happen in the United States of America. And yet it's happening right in front of our faces. Right in front of our faces. But there's a lot of people that are fighting back now. There's a lot of people that don't want to have what the Democrats are doing to the country. Listen to this young lady. And if I'm not mistaken, she's in El Paso. But she's fed up. More and more people are fed up. So I'm just kind of curious on who she's going to support when the time comes. I'm just kind of curious.
I expect to hear the same thing from the previous campaign when he went to the presidents, the same thing. When Donald was president, everything was quiet. We don't live free anymore here in Iguapas and the border. This could not be acceptable anymore.
This can't be acceptable anymore.
Well, they say that now, Will, but come election
and that's
time,
but that's what I'm saying. Who is she going to support when the time comes?
Yeah.
Right? You understand what I'm saying?
It's like people get amnesia when they go to the polls. They're like,
that's the part I don't understand. It's like, it's like they know how the destruction is, and they're like, can I just? Some people just go, I just can't bring myself to do it.
I'm interested to see what Super Tuesday is going to look like.
Oh, this Tuesday?
Yeah.
This coming Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see.
I'm going to make a prediction.
You are?
I talked about it earlier.
Okay, what is it?
My prediction is that Nikki Haley is not going to be happy. She's going to be a 6-time, 7-time. How many more this Super Tuesday? It's like the rest of the country, right?
Not the rest, but there's a good deal of them.
Well, a good deal, right? It's it's a great deal. Can you look it up real quick? Because I don't know the exact number, but this Super Tuesday, they're supposed to be, they're going to finalize it. And when Nikki Haley doesn't get what she wants, she's going. This is my prediction that she's going to go out there and she's going to walk out there and say, "We gave it a good fight. But guess what? We're still in this."
So you can bring this up on the.
We're still in this. That's my prediction.
You can bring this up on the screen if you.
Do you have it set up? I don't think you have that one connected.
Oh,
I don't think you have that one connected. No, it's not connected. So I'm making a prediction that she's going to come out and say, "We're still in this," because she's a 5-time loser right now. 5-time loser. And she's still coming out saying, "We can do this. We can do this."
You like saying loser?
Loser. Is there anybody out there, Nikki Haley? I'm just kind of curious. Is there anybody out there, Nikki Haley?
No.
Is there anybody, Nikki Haley? You keep selecting the wrong one.
I do. I'm selecting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you select the wrong one. So we want to put it up on the screen if we can. But I'm not for Nikki Haley. There's some people that is for Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley's not the one. Yep, there it is. There it is. Can you zoom in on it? Can you make it bigger?
Let's see if we can make it bigger here.
If you can make it bigger. Nope. That's as big as it's going to be. Okay.
They're all on the screen though, for the most part.
So what do we got? What are we looking at here?
So we got Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, California. I mean, look at Colorado, Iowa, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota.
Oh, is that the same Colorado that they removed Trump from?
Right.
And now Trump is back.
Right. But
guess who's back?
Texas, Will. Hey.
Texas.
Yep. We're voting Tuesday, Super Tuesday. But yeah, all these are Tuesday. So, yep. And this weekend, or the 3rd and the 4th, right, is what, Monday? Yeah, Sunday, Monday. You got the District of Columbia in North Dakota. You got the caucus in North Dakota and the primary in the District of Columbia. So we shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Well, let me share another one with you. This is President Trump when he's on the southern border, and he's with Governor Abbott. Isn't it interesting?
How come Biden's
Joe Biden's in the White House, but Governor Abbott's with President Trump? Why do you think that is? And President Trump, he's right there on the border. See, Joe Biden didn't get this close. See, where Joe Biden was walking, you probably have to go another 50 yards to actually see the river, to see the border, another 50 yards. And this is where President Trump is. President Trump is right on the border. Somebody on the other side could have bad thoughts or, something malicious to want to do something. President Trump is right there on the border. You see that? And he's waving at him. I don't know if y'all can hear it in the background. There's strings, Trump, Trump, right? I don't know how well y'all can hear that, but he's waving at him across the river there into Mexico. They know who he is.
Waving at you. They like Trump. Can you believe it? They like the government.
I mean, what's not to like?
You know what? It's such a different feeling watching Trump and watching Biden. Trump's just a likable guy. The people around him like him. He has a sense of humor, right? He's like sitting there putting his arm up like, yeah, Trump. With the illegals across the way. No,
well, they're not actually, but because they're across the way, they're not illegals. Not yet,
but they know. But as soon as he gets in office, he'll be like, yeah, but you gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go. No, you know what? President Trump has said it multiple times. Come through the front door.
Oh, absolutely.
You are welcome.
100%.
And that's what's really interesting to me is that the liberal left, they seem to leave all of that information out. President Trump says you are welcome to come. Just come through the front door. Oh, really? Is that really like that? I'm welcome. Just come through the front door. Yes, absolutely. You're welcome. Come through the front door. But the Democrats, they don't want that. It's so bad what's happening on our southern border. They've already apprehended multiple terrorists. And then they released a lot of terrorists. And Mayorkas was asked in the hearing, where the terrorists at? You know what Mayorkas said? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? They catch them and they release them into the country. But now, because we are in the year that we're in, and y'all know what's going to happen towards the end of this year, they're trying to act like they're being somewhat tough on it, just on the surface. Just on the surface, because there's millions and millions of people coming in illegally. But just on the surface, they deport a few here and there. They deport some back to Venezuela. And the ones they deport back to Venezuela, guess what happened when they got to Venezuela? One guess. Anybody? One guess. Listen to what they say here on News Nation.
Venezuela has stopped accepting deportation flights from the U.S. and Mexico after a deal between the nations fell apart. Those flights had been seen as a successful way to try to stem the flow of migrants from Venezuela. Correspondent Allie Bradley is live along the Arizona border with some details, Allie.
That border battle once again heating up here. We just got our hands on some new migrant encounter numbers from our CBP sources that confirm that we are on track to beat last February's encounter numbers. We've already seen nearly 140,000 people enter the country, and that's with 6 days left to go, and that includes Venezuelan migrants as well. Now, News Nation was able to confirm here with ICE sources that they are, in fact, stopping these removal flights. So these removal flights are supposed to send illegal immigrants with a final order of removal back to Venezuela. They have, again, been rejected from the Venezuelan government for the last 4 weeks now. So what is the reason here? Well, the U.S. reimposed sanctions on state-owned mining companies, other sanctions hitting oil and gas. That is also on the table. So the U.S. had lifted those sanctions against the authoritarian rule of the Venezuelan president, Nicolas Maduro, under the promise of more free and fair elections there. But here's the thing, that hasn't happened. In fact, the country's Supreme Court just barred Maduro's main opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, from running for president.
Oh, okay. And because we're on YouTube, I can't really even have a really discussion. This is just a report. YouTube, this is just a report. Okay, it's just a report. Okay. YouTube is just a report. If we was exclusively on Rumble, I would tell you some stuff. But I can't because I'm happen to be on YouTube, and there's some people on here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube, and God bless you for watching on Rumble as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But this is like, because they're deporting people to Venezuela, and they're like, nope, you can't come here. You got to go back. And they're like, but we're from here. I don't care. You're nothing. Because see, it's been allegedly that Venezuela emptied the prison cells. They emptied the prison cells and sent them to the United States of America. You can go to America. You just can't stay here. And a lot of prisoners say, okay, I'll go. I get to be free in America. And I get to start my gang violence all over again. Absolutely, I'll go. And that's what's been happening. But then they get put back. And I'm like, nope. You can't come. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You don't have to, you can't stay here. That's what they're saying. And I'm just kind of curious, what's going to end up happening. Because we are in the most important year, I think, in American history. Now, a lot of people say that in the past. It's always Will Johnson. It's always, this is the most important year. That's the most important year. That's the most important year. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is 2024. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's getting ready to come up. This is the most important year. This is the most important year. Right? You hear that all the time. But if the left get what they want, I'm going to go ahead and say it now. The country's done. It's going to be done. Because if they get what they want, they'll stack the Supreme Court. They'll turn Puerto Rico. I said this before, but they need to have complete total control, and they're going to, at some point, they're probably going to get it, because the Bible tells us in the last days that Christians will be persecuted. And I keep thinking, how does that happen? What does that look like? And it's because of the tyrants, the evilness that's in the world. They will have total control. That's how it happens. The evilness in this world will have total control. That's the only way it can happen. Because, you know, I haven't really came on here, and I've been on YouTube in a while, but I'm planning on coming back on every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, because I'm going to church on Wednesday evenings. But those 4 days a week, I will be here at 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central, so y'all can tune in. Because I do shows, I do 2 other shows during the day. I do a show on Lindell TV at 2 p.m. Central. And I do another show at 5 p.m. Central on LFA TV. And if you want to find out more about those, y'all can go to my website, uaf.media. Can we put that up on the screen? We can go to uaf.media. If you go, you can go there. If you go to uaf.media, I can show it to you. You're going to go to it real quick? Yeah. And let me see if we can bring it up here. Are you able to bring it up? I'm not seeing it. So wherever you have this one is where it's at. So it's uaf.media, and you can see on the page there, it says Lindell TV, and it shows the time at 2 p.m. Central, and then it shows the time. Oh, it's a complete different show on Lindell TV, which you see right there at 2 o'clock, and right there in the middle, and then at 5 p.m. Central at LFA TV. Completely different show, different production. They're all around. So I would encourage everyone to go check it. And the other platforms you can see right there, you can connect with me on the other platforms right there. You can always subscribe to the other ones. They're completely free for you to subscribe to on the other ones. You can see Getter and Instagram and the other one. So to give a real quick update about Facebook has still have not given me control access back to my Facebook page. I don't know when they are. I've already provided all of the information to verify who I am. I've given them all the information to prove that I am the business account holder of my Facebook page. And for some reason, they just will not give me control back to my page. They're not doing it. Maybe the person who's working my case there, I can only imagine that he does not like me. His name is Richard. That's the name that they're putting in the email that they're sending me. His name is Richard. And I constantly ask just once a day, can you please add me back as admin to my business account on Facebook? And they just reply back with a nonchalant saying that we're looking into it. So, and over 100,000 people have unfollowed the page. It's probably going to be maybe 2 people following the page when it's all said and done, if anything at all. If they ever even give it back to me. The problem that I'm running into now is that people thinking that I'm doing it after 7 years of never putting that crap on there. And then all of a sudden it gets hacked, and it's not anything of my doing. Facebook has a loophole. Facebook has a vulnerability in their system They have a vulnerability in their system. They're not doing anything to help me to get back in there so I can at least do a video, post a video on my business page. They're not doing anything to help me do that. I wish they would go ahead and enable it and say that, like, y'all, well, here it is. You can do it, but they're not doing it. And I wish they would just go ahead and put me back. But for some unknown reason, other than I think they just don't like me because I'm black, conservative, and I'm a Christian.
Yeah, we may be doing something about it.
So
we're praying about it.
I've been praying about it. And actually, when it first happened, it's like 2 weeks now. This Monday will be 2 weeks that it's been in this situation. And every single day, people send me emails because they say, Will, just to let you know, your page has been hacked. Just to let you know, just to let you know, just to let you know. I can tell you hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people have sent me messages to let me know that my page has been hacked. And some people send me messages angry with me. Will, stop putting this stuff on the page.
They sure have.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, we're trying to respond to as many people as we can, but we're not everywhere. And of course, if you're sending us messages on Facebook, we can't see them because we can't get to them. So yeah, it's about, and a lot of people go, oh, forget, Facebook. But one, there was part of the income that we were getting from there. So it really,
they've
us.
crushed my income. Yeah. And every day I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to continue fighting.
Yeah.
See, this is one of those moments. This is one of those moments in my life that I'm being tested. The evil one is doing this to me. And a lot of people, because of the world that we live in, they just, oh, Will, you say you're a Christian. They're making me look bad. They're discrediting me. Right? This is what they're doing to me. Facebook is allowing it to happen. But I see this as a test at the same time because I'm not going to waver my faith in my God, even though this terrible thing is happening to me. I'm not going to.
Yeah. And so, it's really important. Will hates to ask for people to donate to him, but you have no idea how hard it is to keep doing this without
support.
So we are asking people, I put the link in both YouTube and Rumble, to our donate page. You can become a monthly supporter if Will wants to show this.
It's on the screen.
Here. Yeah. You can become a
It's on my
supporter.
website, uniteamericafirst.com.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like you see it right here, uniteamericafirst.com/donate.
Yeah, and there's
and
different ways to donate.
For anyone who wants to support me.
Right. And then, of course, you can also mail us something as well. But
and my physical address is at the bottom there.
Yeah, so it's really, I can't, if ever before we needed people support, we actually do need it now. It's pretty dire.
It really is.
Gosh darn it, Facebook.
Really is. I kind of hate the fact that I didn't have all my eggs in one basket, but I kind of hate the fact that I allowed Facebook to put me in this position. Does that make sense? That's what I don't like, that I allowed Facebook to put me in this position.
Facebook is actually one of the most.
Facebook has been really good. And I thought,
it's actually the best platform to make money.
It really is. Facebook has been the best platform for a content creator to make money. You can make a living if they would leave you alone. And it's really interesting because if I posted in the past, I would put stuff on Facebook, or I would just do a video like right now, I'm just talking. There's no music, there's no images or anything, just me. Facebook would hit me with a copyright strike and it would prevent people from seeing the video, or they would take the video down. But now all of a sudden, they can't do any of that. It's like they can't do anything on my Facebook page at all. And the guy that I'm talking to, named Richard, he keeps telling me that he says he's on the Meta Pro team, and he keeps telling me that the internal team has to look at my case, but he's on the pro team. They're giving me the runaround, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I have been talking to some legal advice because this has nothing to do with Section 230, nothing to do with the content that's being posted or what I posted. It has something to do, this had nothing to do with Section 230. It has everything to do with their system. Services that they offer to people to have business accounts has a vulnerability. That's a completely different story. So I'm planning on working on some stuff to try to get more support so I can proceed with this lawsuit because they leave me no choice. They're tarnishing my name. They're making me look bad. And some companies already acting like they don't want to work with me because of what's posted on Facebook.
Yeah, we actually had one sponsor call us, and she was like,
she said, I don't know if I can work with you because
I was like,
we don't really work with people that post this type of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is affecting us in ways that
financially,
because
it's terrible.
people go and look and see who you are.
Yes.
Right? They're like, oh, let's go see who this person is. And yeah, luckily we saved it, but yeah. Oh, well,
And like I said, I've already proven you're paying Facebook. No, I'm not paying. Facebook is a platform. Facebook is free, but you can create a business account on Facebook.
Right.
Joe Brandon's asking a question. You can create a business account on Facebook to where you can, people like on YouTube and on Rumble, people can do Rumble rants. On YouTube, you can do the super chats. On Facebook, you can do stars. So people gave me stars. On Facebook, you can make money, or like the ads. Sometimes you see ads pop up on YouTube. If you watch the ad completely, I get a very tiny percentage of it. Same thing on Rumble. If you watch the ad, I get a tiny percentage of it. So it adds up, right? Because I have right at 450,000 people on Facebook, I was getting a little change. It wasn't terribly a lot, but if they would leave me alone, I could make a decent living. But they've taken it away from me. And right now, they're not allowing me. They're not giving it back to me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Even here on Rumble, if you can't donate, at least watch the ads. I know people are like, oh, I hate the ads, but that helps us.
It does help. It does help. It does help.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to get off of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. Central, right here. Right here. Okay, I'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday night, I'm going to church. I'll be at church doing Bible study. I made it a point to say I'm going to cut away from everything and do it on Wednesday night because I go to church on Sunday and now I go on Wednesday. So God bless everybody. Have a beautiful weekend.
Yep. God bless everybody.
Stay safe out there.